We're in today with the legendary GTX 1080. This is a 2016 video card from ASUS. It's got 2560 shaders, 8GB of VRAM GDDR5X Micron, running at 1607 MHz on the core clock, 1251 MHz on the memory clock, 256 bits bus width, and today we're gonna pair it up with this i7-6950X with 10 cores and 20 threads. Awesome video card, awesome CPU. The best thing we can do, jump in a couple of games and see how it holds after 10 years. Let's go. I actually forgot how nice it is to have sunglasses when playing games. Seriously. All right, so forgot about Fortnite for a very long time, and I wanted to jump in and see as much as possible how it's running with this. I'm on 1440p with this video card. It looks bananas and it runs kind of bad in this case, and I don't really appreciate it. Can I see this? Oh, yes, please. Drille boy, drille! Holy smoke, with 30 FPS I managed to kill somebody. Oh, please. Listen, I need to change the settings because 30 FPS is not ideal. So, DirectX 12, yeah, with 1440p. Let's put it to low quality. And let's put this anti-aliasing on low. It's got 85 on resolutions on the scale. I think it's gonna be much better like this. I mean, the video card itself doesn't have any problems on low details. I think this is the way it needs to be. 100 FPS on lowest quality is much better in this situation. With 30 FPS, I couldn't understand nothing, you know. So it was on maximum. Doesn't have RTX and DLSS options, you know. This video card, like some ray tracing features, but it shows me on maximum how it's performing. Alright, so on lowest quality, the video card is doing such a fantastic job that I can't say nothing about it. How much VRAM I use? 4 gig allocation and 3.4 process. The overall performance is good. 40% load on the CPU side in this case. I mean, whenever I get more FPS, it's gonna use the system too. So this is very, very expected in the situation with this. I got like 90% load in some cases on the GPU side. That's not okay because the video card can do the job, but it's not utilized at maximum. Let's do some Star Wars and see how it's holding with 1440p and maximum details. Look at this. I got 95% load here, 98 with 93 FPS. Oh my god, it's so bright. Thank god I have sunglasses here. Haha! This is the game that managed to allocate 8.1 gig of VRAM. You clown. Another one bites the dust, and another one. Oh, Gip. I like the sound it's making. It's so funny.
Executable dictates that you'll capture the command posts.
I'm very surprised that I managed to remember that I have this effect. Oh no.
We have one command post.
Aye. You stupid clankers. I have to kill him. I managed to defeat him. Ow. This is gonna be very interesting because I have it on 1440p with lowest quality. This game requires a lot of FPS, so in this situation I will say this is the ideal case that I want. I don't want to put more details because I need more FPS from this video card in this game. Every single FPS counts in this case. I got nearly 5 gig of VRAM allocated and 3.6 process here, and the game looks and it runs fantastic. There's no problem in this case. Kinda interesting to see this video card running like this. This is a very demanding game, and to see it running with this amount of FPS is not bad. The more I walk around the map, you can actually see I get like 5.8 of VRAM allocation, and it still stays on 100% fan speed in order to keep that 70 degrees. Very, very interesting performance from this. On the system side, I have no problem with this computer. Apparently, the video card is being pushed really nice here. Only downside here is the GPU here. Keep getting 6 gig of VRAM utilization. Not gonna say no to a video card like this in this game. Apparently can deliver. If I can reach 100 FPS with this video card, and then I can output that to the monitor, and 100 FPS feels very fluent, feels very snappy. I tried with 60 FPS one time and I was like, what is going on? In War Thunder with maximum details is gonna be very interesting, seriously, because on 1440p with maximum details, I mean maximum quality, you're gonna see that is performing really well. Still, even today you can have a lot of fun. I mean, this is a free-to-play game, so in this this situation, I was expecting, because of the age of the game, with the age of the video card, to be on the same page. 350 watts consumption from the whole computer is not that bad. So in this case, I got maximum load. I'm actually surprised it managed to utilize the video card better than Fortnite. Fortnite had like 93% load on the core, but it was utilized properly, and it gave me like what, on lowest quality, it gave me like 170 FPS. But here with maximum details, you can actually see it's not doing that bad. Seriously, 130 FPS. Seriously, I think this is a good option, this game, for this video card. So in this case, let's see how much VRAM allocation. 6.5, yes please, and 5.3. I mean, the fan is maxed out, temperature is 69, nice, and 70 degrees. It's getting hot, seriously. I managed to put the backplate on this video card because I was using this video card all the time without it, and I was putting a fan underneath. This video card was with water damage, and I was like, yeah, this is not gonna be alive. In the middle of the battle with this video card in War Thunder with maximum details, you can actually see I get nice performance. This is actually interesting. Maximum load, 7.1 gig of VRAM allocated. This is not bad. This is actually a good performance. Nice kill assist. Wow, how much kill assist I have. Hey, seriously, holy smoke. Mission accomplished. Look at that. Definitely an interesting performance from this video card in PUBG. 1440p with maximum details. I will say this is not bad. 70 FPS on average. This is kind of interesting on the performance side. Let's take the heals. Maybe with the card we're gonna get the totally different performance. Yeah, and a big rock, Daniel. Let's do a reset from this. 50, 60 FPS. It's not bad, seriously. It's actually holding pretty well. Oh, I love my card on the street. I will call this a big win from the video card. Can actually play the game really nice. I got like 5 gig of VRAM allocated, and it's doing pretty well. 70 FPS with 4 gig of VRAM process, but it's still the same temperature, like 70 degrees. After so many years and updates, you can actually see the video card, it's holding pretty well with this game. Usually, if I wanted to play this game, I will not be with maximum details. I will be maybe with some medium to low quality or something like that. This is by far the most important performance that I wanted to see from this video card. In PUBG with 1440p with maximum details, and I'm still holding, it's utilizing the VRAM, 5 gig of VRAM allocated. It's not that bad in this situation. I mean, it can be worse if you have a different type of video card, but in this case with a 1080 still holds pretty well. On maximum details on 1440p, 68 FPS. I'll call this a win. I took 1440p in this game, and apparently on Ultra as a preset. I didn't change nothing, just click Ultra because I wanted as a generic setup to understand how the game is working with maximum load on the core, VRAM, and usually when you put it on that preset, you're gonna have some fidelity or some upscale. You can do some manual disabling there and force the video card to run even lower, but as a preset on Ultra, I wanted to see how it's performing. Maybe after so many updates, the game is gonna be more lenient to the video card, because this is a very old video card, but it's got 8 gig of VRAM. It's got 256 bits bus width, and the video card is very potent, so it still does a lot of job, but the only downside is that it's got 2 8-pin connectors, hence why I got nearly 400 watts consumption from the computer. So Cyberpunk, very well optimized. You can actually see even today it's still holding pretty well with this video card, so I'll call this a win. I think you're the last person on the planet who didn't play Cyberpunk, but you didn't manage to play it, and you see a GTX 1080. Yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. I'll just say 1050. Now, this is good. I like it, seriously. I'm actually curious on the lowest quality as a preset, how it's performing, because here with 60 FPS, maybe I have a limit, no? You know what? I want to go on low quality as a preset, so I will keep it this low. I'm actually curious, does it give me more FPS? So as a preset, still with Fidelity FX or whatever upscale it's got there, you can actually see it's doing much better. It's got less VRAM utilization now, but it's holding okay. I remember it when it came out, the game, and it was like everywhere. So now to see it running like this is just bananas. Temperature wise 72, it's going up, and on the memory clock, yeah, it's kind of good. Seriously, 5000 megahertz with 1785. Maybe it's underclocking. See, underclocking 1775 is going under in order to keep the temperature on check here with 100% fan speed. It does, yeah, it does underclock the whole thing in order to keep it. This is cool. I mean, the video card is not cool, but the whole thing is cool. Starfield with 1440p and very low quality. It's got a very interesting performance in this situation. Not gonna lie. I took the presets on this occasion and I wanted to run with it because usually with low quality I have a standing chance regardless of the game. So let me understand what's going on here, because usually with low quality it doesn't look that great, and it doesn't. It's very pixelated and I don't like it. I'm gonna try it like this. I'm gonna go on maximum as a preset, then I'm gonna do my custom settings because it's kind of weird to see it like this. Seriously, okay, 55 FPS is not good. What the heck is going on? It's maxed out on the core, only 4.4 gig of VRAM allocated in 3.4 process. Let's see on maximum, 1440p on ultra. It's got, I think, frame generation off, but upscale it's with FSR 3. It feels like without frame generation you have nothing on this game. Seriously, I think in this case with ultra, if you put frame generation, it's gonna be much better. But yeah, it looks good. Seriously, it looks good in this situation. In my way, it's gonna be totally different. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So I got 55 FPS on low, and now I got let me do a reset, 27 on average. Oh, this is not great. How about Dota on maximum details on 1440p? Well, it's nearly 100 FPS. Seriously, this is a very interesting performance from the video card considering what you have here. Look at this. In a big fight battle, you can actually see it's holding pretty well, and the FPS is sometimes even good. 1% 42, but minimal it's 86, and that's good enough for me. In a situation like this, I will never complain, because if I want to play the game, this is how it needs to be. Doesn't utilize the VRAM too much, 2.8 allocation and 800 process. That's not a lot with maximum details, but the GPU is not even utilized at maximum. Look at this. It's got 61% load on the video card core, you know, 23% load on the CPU, 17 gig of virtual memory and 15 memory allocated here. This is very interesting performance from this, not gonna lie, but at the same time I will say, you know what, this is not exactly what I was expecting from this old video. It's not an old video card, it's a GTX 1080. So in this case I will say, you know what, it's kind of decent in this case. 100 FPS on average, you know what, I'll take it. If I remember correctly, it was in the mining peak when it was very scarce, everything, and I risk on getting this video card very expensive, broken, and by mistake I found the problem. It was a short capacitor on the back of the video card because it got liquid damage or something, and I used a thermal camera and I seen it, I took it off, and the video card started working, and I was like, man, this is actually cool to have a GTX 1080 back in the days. I love it. I think this is very important to understand how it's performing nowadays. It's got a new thermal paste and I can't do nothing. Maybe it's my generic thermal paste. I have to recheck and see what's going on with that thermal paste. Maybe with the high-end thermal paste is gonna go better, I don't know, but it managed to show me that on 71 degrees it's yeah, it's throttling. It managed to do it in Cyberpunk, and I managed to catch the video card doing that. So it lowered the frequency in order to keep the temperature on check. But I don't disagree with the video card because it did a fantastic job. Even after 10 years, this video card managed to stay on track. Is it worth it? Well, no, because nowadays you can find a 30 series video card that has a resizable bar that can allow you to have some decent experience. I like this 1080 and they're getting really cheap. Do I recommend something like this? There's a lot of RTX video cards that are cheap, you know. There's a lot of video cards that are better than this, and they are more power efficient. It all depends on you, where you are. This is the only factor in the equation that needs to be put in consideration. Because if you're in a decent place, you know, and you have the opportunity, it's worth getting a newish video card. If not, even this one can do the job. Regardless, if you manage to enjoy the comeback, make sure you smash that like button, and yeah, I will see you very soon. Not as usual, because I don't want to jinx it. I will see you very soon.